Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Farm. Thinking right out here in the lab where I do what I do for you. And I got something nice for you today. We going into the afterlife, aka the 2-watt or the do-watt for some people. But let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Story talk, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission, that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? So I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not, is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know, spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. I'm back in my She-Taught Netta lessons. I just initiated you in the concept of right thinking She-Taught Netta, but this is what we're doing now. I'm going to take you to right thinking. Let's talk about architecture of heaven, hell, and the transcendental realms. There's three. Ta, which is earth, Pet represents heaven, and the Tuat is spelled D-U-A-T. Because the Chinese and us made a deal for some reason. Our D is the T sound, and the T sound is the D sound. So it's the Tuat, okay? But we hear me pronounce it Duat sometime, but it is spelled with it should be pronounced with the T sound. All right, here you go. So let me show you the picture right here. This is the page we're on right here. And see the three phases up there: earth, heaven. See the hieroglyphic signs for each one, okay? And you see right here, the 4 blocks, those are called registers. That's how they kept track, and every level is a register. I'm going to read off the 4 registers for you, break them down for you, and then take you to the concept of the dua. This is a good lesson here. I enjoy this. Got another page for you too. So it's like 2 pages of information. So it might be a little while, but I'm going to try to get it to you. Hope it makes sense. You understand it. Let's go. First of all, in order to attain the higher goal of life, knowledge of self, Nihas, anointment, Christhood, horsehood, it is necessary to make a mystical spiritual journey into what? The higher realms of consciousness. I mean, you got to use this thing right here. The Netarian concept of that journey is presented in the Per Heru text. And one of the most important teachings relates the wisdom of what? The Duat and the regions that are to be traversed. This is known as the Sekhetu or the field of reeds. And you hear that field of reeds, you see in the register here, this is the afterlife. And this is going to be a young lady who made it there, and this is part of her initiation. Okay, that's what it's going to be about. Her name is Hano. Yeah, something, but I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, this is the phase that you're going to go through, and it's what you need to understand. You have to go through this initiation phase, and these fields are to be traversed by what? You, the aspirant, with the assistance, there you go, of the divinity who Ampu, which I know him as Anubis. Okay, that means you got to use your discernment. When we use the anamorphic aspect of your character, Anubis, Ampu, he represents your discernment, who represents right discernment, again, thank you. And with Heka is words of power. You hear him chanting the words of power, put himself into existence through what? Heka, words of power. And that opens the mouth and will what? The power to control the inimical forces of who? Your ego consciousness. Your lower level is normal, beastly nature. It's going to react quick, fight or fight. It's understand that up to sexual urges. That's as far as your ego can go. After that, you got to use the heart chakra. That's number 4. That's why the devourer is biting the scales at the third one. From 4 up, at least you got a chance. Okay, so just saying. All right, but the 3 degrees, you're still in the danger, so you ain't safe. All right. So what this means? It means that what the details and the disciplines to master oneself is the art of not giving. That's not given here. Why? Because this is just an introductory volume of the concept. The reader is directed to our other books, which I just took you from, which is the initiation into the Egyptian yoga, or the resurrection of Osiris, or the Book of Dead. I got that right there. Okay, but this is information. That's all it is he got it repetitiously, but it's in every book. It breaks down pretty nicely. Just another breakdown. But this is what he's telling you. Now let's deal with the register. First, it says here the Tuat, Sekhet, Hepetet, or Anaha, from the Pert M. Haru. This is somebody initiate. And the Duat is illustrated in 2-dimensional registers, okay, or sections, 1 through 4, 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. You see it breaks off in the middle. You see a little line there. The first 2 there shuts off, and then the next 2 come down. So this is how they wrote, this is how they read this stuff out, okay? So let's break this down for you right quick. Now, Lady Anna, she pays homage. The first one, you see her paying homage to her parents, and they all considered divine beings, and that's in the upper register. That's right here. That's the first one. You can tell the divine beings what? You see them, number 5? See them with the gear? Okay. That look like that Tahuti? Oh no, yep, Tahuti on one side, but this is showing you the afterlife concept. All right, it shows you there. She's paying homage. The next one, you see her bending down, bending wheat into bundles. That's the daily activity. And then you see her praising, show exalted souls, which is her ancestors again. And then you see her plowing. And at the bottom, at the end, right here in the corner, every register says something, and they learn how to read them. Down here, you see at the very bottom, those are the 4 sons of Haru, okay? But this is the celestial boat. The oldest boat in history, right there. Because they said that Ra rode it around in a celestial boat. Okay, that's not the concept. If you on water, if everything is water, how you gonna get around? I'm just saying they was very smart. All right. And the last one, you see the celestial boat in the form of, okay, I forget, it's the headset. When they went to sleep at night, they used to prop their head up on the headrest. Okay, that's what this is. But it's in the form of celestial boat. They was crafty. You lay down, you put the head down here, the head would be in there. Like women do now, they get their fancy hairdo. They should use that. Why? Keep the hair from getting the head messed up. All right, but they were smart. And that was the headdress containing a shrine with 7 steps. Masonry, they got 3 steps. That's the basic. That's the blue house. Next level up is the red house. It consists of 4 other degrees. That's the top shelf of the jet pillow in the Osiris backbone. The top 4 to count. That's the red house. Okay, and it's Masons. Did y'all know y'all leader was Yoda? The Masons then tied in with John Lucas, and then they made Yoda their leader. I'm just saying. So let's get back to that. So that's funny. All right. Yeah, they got Yoda. He's the Jedi. Remember, we started out in Jedhu. So moving on. And while there is no single Nazarene scripture wherein what? All the aspects of this concept are discussed. Why? They are described in various texts. They're broken down. Foremost among these are the chapter 18 of the various editions of what? The Per Im Haru and the book of Am Duat, a book of what is called What is in the Duat. Duat, the ancient Egyptian concept, here we go, of creation. Now, recognize there's three realms, okay, of existence. The Ta, which is the earth, hell. Okay, how about that? Earth is hell. Why? This is the lowest level. Can't go no deeper. You can't, and this is it. We're at the bottom. So hell, conceptually. But watch this. You got the sky, which represents heaven. If earth is heaven, if hell, then there must be heaven there. You got it conceptually. And then the Duat is the astral plane. That's the next level up, where the spirit, when it passes through heaven stage, goes to rest with Ra in the afterlife. And I'm about to bring that to you too, but we're in the Duat right now. This is about to be fun. So the Duat is the realm where what? The 9 primordial gods, that's not been a while ago, and the goddesses of what? Of the Ena. Remember? Ra, Shu, Tefnut, Geb, Nut, Saw, Aset, Nephet, and Set. Okay, remember them? I bring them back to you if you need a refreshing course. But yeah, that's considered the Enoch. That's where they were birthed. That's the creation. That's the emulation of creation. And the residence, watch this, the residence of the astral beings, which is the lower gods and goddesses, as well as the what? Demons and fiends that dwell there along in the departed, with the departed souls. That's the afterlife. And the concept is when they down there trying to get out, when Ra come through with the boat, he's swinging down, sweet chariot style. And if you can grab on, that's what you can do conceptually. It's a whole bunch of some good stuff they're going to do. I got to get back to that. I like that. But watch this. It was also within this realm that Asar can now be discovered. Again, that's where he is, the afterlife. The Duat is to be understood as what? The parallel plane of existence in reference to what? The physical plane of ordinary physical human experiences. The physical body, when it's done, it's gone. What's inside the body, which is the spirit, which belongs to him. We don't own it. You can't sell your soul. It ain't yours. We don't own it. He want it back. It's on a loaner. That's the concept. So that's how you sell nonsense. But the idea, the concept is you're here to experience in human form to what? Know who you are. In the physical form, to go to the next level. Okay, now it is a mental plane. I keep telling you, which human beings, watch this. This you got to understand. This I get the concept. When human beings visit temporarily, you got the waking state, you got the sleep state, with the unconscious state, and then you got the deep sleep state. That's where you go when parties over here. Breaking it down from just give a heads up. What's this? Now, you visit there temporarily. Why? Because during the dream state, that is broken down for you, of consciousness, or doing what? Your meditative state. When you go into meditation, you're getting connected with your higher self. And when you're praying, you just pray. You ain't listening. You ain't connected. That don't make you connected to your higher self because you pray. Meditate is when you get conscious at a higher level. Okay? And what happened? When experiencing in a vision, unlike a dream, at the time what? Of death, there is, like the time of death, what happened? There is no coming back, what? To the awakening state. Some people lay down. They don't get up. That just dream just go on and on and on. And then at judgment time, they'll be judged by the conscience of their heart, how they live while they was in the physical form, and that'll dictate what happened after that. If they're going to go on or they're going to go that way, moving on. And watch this. And they come back from death. You ain't coming back from that state, okay? But that's where you'll be. That's what it's like. So like going to sleep and not knowing until you wake up, but you just don't wake up. You just go on. All right? It's concept. So it's like there and no coming back to the waking state of the previous birth. After death, the unenlightened, here we go, unenlightened remain in the dream world of their own making. You made it, you got to live in it. How about that? Ain't nobody controlling nothing but you. And which were what? On the astral level, due to what? Ignorance of yourself, what happens? Now they are not able to discover the path to what? To divine self. You're lost again conceptually, and ignorance will get you that way. But only you will be only experience situations. What that mean? They can be hellish or they can be heavenly, pleasant. Your choice. Heaven, hell. That's what Mayat represents. And it don't change. It's going to be that way. It's been that way. That's what it's all about. Okay? But it's your choice. They're telling you, you the conductor, you the captain of your destiny. Wherever you want to go, you the one going to make it happen. Okay, understand that. They let you know that. That's called free will. Okay, and when you're ignorant of your higher spiritual self at death, you can't go home. Why? You don't know who you are. So what happens? But you will only experience situations at that point, hellish or heavenly, based on the level of your what? Ignorance. And then you're going to do what? Return back here to physical level. Why? You can't go home. You can't hang out there. No, that's just temporary holding bin for you. But we're going to decide, go up or you going back. Simple as that. And watch this. Come back to the physical plane. How? By being born again. Physically, not spiritually. No, this born again is actual. You coming back in the physical form. All right? And into what? Another family, a.k.a. reincarnation. They had it all figured out a long time ago before we come around with our nonsense, okay? I went and got this information. It's better than what they got today. I'm just listening to my man with the heart. They found out the heart got a bigger brain than the brain. Duh, we've been telling you that for years, so I'm not impressed with that. And the conscious what? The conscious state of mind is just a level used by what? A human beings to have experience in the physical world. We're spiritual beings fall down into physical form to have a human experience to go back where we come from when the physical experience is over. If not, we got to keep having a spiritual experience until we get it right. Why? You can't go there. That's why. Okay? And in order to experience the duat or the astral plane consciously, what's this? It is necessary for you to enter into subconscious levels of mind. And then you got to raise your conscious level, which where is within you. Again, you're the orchestrator, okay? And this is a deeper level of mentality of the mind. Thus, as one explores the depth of their mental existence, one gradually moves toward what? A more subtler plane until one reaches what they call the subtlest, which is what? God, the hidden one, the divine self, which is who you really are. And when you do that, ding, 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 your body, which is the spirit, okay, gets a head. It gets an identity. It knows itself. I love this because I'm hoping to get understanding. This is the beauty part about teaching. I'm hoping you get this concept, but this is the meat and potatoes for me conceptually. And when you do this, you reach Nihas. And this, watch this. And this, while these realms are understood as levels of creation, they are also to be understood as planes of consciousness where within one's own personality, they're all inside you of what? The human being. Therefore, creation is a projection inward. To know thyself, no, you got to go in, dive deep, as my man Ross Martin tell you. Go deep dive and find out what's inside you. A detailed view of what the architecture of existence may look as follows. You ready? This is what it might look like. The physical plane is within the astral, which is within the casual, okay, which is in turn within the spirit, aka God, from the subtlest essence, the spirit, which is what we fell from, to the grossest, the physical, into human form, which is man, physical world. In advanced soul, what happened? In advanced soul, meaning an enlightened being, An advanced soul can have an astral existence in the duat and not come back to the physical world. Why? But further, what? Move on and discover what? God from that higher plane. Meaning, you go there, your choice to come back. They say that conceptually, but the idea is to get there. Okay? To get it. Oh, you sell a contract? No. Get there. What you got to do to get there is enough. You decide that when you get there. We're moving on. Wrap it up. I see the time. And watch this. Where we at? Right there. Okay, here you go. Seen from, watch this. Seen from the perspective of the physical world, which is human, right there, you have a three-dimensional diagram of creation. On the next page, I'm going to show it to you in 1 second. Based on what? The teachings of Pert M. Haru, book of Coming Forth by Day. Y'all know the Book of the Dead, okay? And they also got a book of Am Duat, a book of what is in the Duat. I got to get that one, okay? Looks as follows. Watch this. It contains the ancient Egyptian concept of creation, which includes 3 realms. Okay? That's what it looks like. This is the top part. This is the first one. It's upside down right now, but you see on one side, you see the pet, the tie, the pet, and Duat. You see in the middle? That's where you want to go. And every time you go in a deep sleep, the other round, that's where you go for a glimpse, just to know how it's going to be. And you see that? Get a good mental picture. So I hope you can break it down as I go to get the concept. So I just wanted to show it to you. Now, let's go. And these are 3 realms, and they are the Cha, which is earth, the Pet, which is heaven, and the Duat, which is what they call it the netherworld. But you notice that the earth plane, that you looked at the picture I just showed you, is the smallest, which the more subtle planes become what? Larger. And the abode of Asar, Aset and Asar, is in the center of creation, but though depicted as a small object in the center of the Duat, it is actually the all-encompassing Asar, Nabercha, or Panetta of the other planes. The physical plane is a reflection of the astral plane, which itself is a reflection of what they call the Sekhet Hotep, the highest supreme peace, which in itself is what? Emanation from God, who dwells in a special region known as Urantiv, or they call it Amenta, within the Sekhotep Yaru region. That means it's every section you can get there until you reach Asar by choice. That's called the Amenta, the beautiful West. And you only get to the West by passing the test of life. In the context of Netherlandian philosophy, what? The earth is set up in order to determine what? Determined by the sun, which is the sustainer, creation from what? East to west. It transverses from east to west. And what happens? This is what? The beginning. In the east is the beginning, sunrise, and west is the sunset, the end. Just as what? Life. You got east, you got west, you got life, you got death. So there is birth and then you got death. Okay? The goal of life, again, is to what? Lead a life of righteousness, virtue, and become spiritually enlightened, so as to enter what? Into the western horizon through what? The valley of Manu. I ain't got no more card. Manu is the 2 pyramids, and you rising in the middle. Okay, this is what it looks like. That's considered Manu. See the 2 pyramids? That's you, the consciousness coming up, raising up the eye, meaning this eye. Alright? So that's what they mean. And into the what? Amentet, which is the hidden region of what? The West, which is the final destination of all souls who make it to there. That's the end of the game. The term Amentet or Amenta may be understood as what? As a region of the Duat, or also as the Duat itself, and those who are, again, enlightened and have come to understand their oneness with God, aka Asar, in the physical form before you die. Now you go what to rejoin Asar in what the beautiful rest, aka the afterlife. Okay, the land of the setting sun, Ra, also known as Amenta, and become what one with him. You go into the shrine, sit in his seat, meld right in, because your light is a feather, you become one with him. And this is the most desirable attainment for all right thinkers. Why? When you succeed in cultivating an intuitive intellect and analysis, sa, meaning total understanding, which understands the nature of creation, again, and the oneness of all things, knowledge of self, in the one hidden God, Amun, then you will have achieved Sa Amenta Ra, understanding the Dua and going to be with Ra, the Trinity, the intelligence or knowledge of Amente or Ra, which is the hidden world. Those who do not, you ready? For those who do not achieve this level of knowledge of spiritual realization, knowing themselves, what happened? They are subjected to ready the various experiences which can only occur in the Dua. Notice that the teachings of the Dua incorporates the main characters of the ancient Egyptian religion Amun, Ra, and Asar, thus showing the uniformity of its understanding of what? And the synchronicity of its teachings throughout ancient Egypt. They had three separate stories, three different gods, but they all meant the same thing. When the Ta, which is the physical plane, and the Duat, the astral plane, are placed end to end, the wisdom of the Kemetic conceptualization of the realms, aka thyself existence, can be seen. Note, the original drawings presented in this volume was as well those contained in what the ancient versions of the Pert M. Haru, directly from the book, and they are given only as a mean to what? Promote understanding of the principles of the Kemetic mysticism, aka yoga philosophy, aka Maya or right thinking philosophy. They are not to be understood, listen, not to be misunderstood as actual physical locales. Okay? They're not literal, but rather as a representation of psychological realms within said mind, what? To assist the mind in what? Finding its path to the divine self through what? Which is the ultimate abode, aka with knowledge of self. Self-knowledge is the supreme knowledge. Further, they should also not be understood as levels, as in what? An ordinary educational system wherein what? You go to a student, must go to kindergarten, elementary, junior high school, and then the college. Rather, they are venues wherein the soul within yourself obtains earthly experiences in time and space, and the need of the soul at a given point determine the realm of experience. Thus, the soul may have experiences on earth and then also in the astral plane, and then what? Back to earth again. But if enlightened, at that point, they jump to the plane of Asar directly. You get to go past go, get $200, whatever it is you do, but you made it. Ding, ding, ding. Welcome to heaven, or the Duat, or Amenta, the humble abode of God. Hello, that's the lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed giving it to you. You know the daily closing. May all you right thinkers let it be 100 and me 100 minus a day. So I never know my right thinkers passed away, but I made a do-I. Oh, you?